USS Tresher accident. It's April 10th, 1963. A brand new nuclear attack submarine slips beneath a cold Atlantic, 220 miles east of Cape Cod, starting routine deep dive trials with 129 souls aboard. Nothing about the ocean looks hostile until the boat goes quiet on the wire. At depth, a small failure becomes fatal. A silver brazed joint in a seawater system likely lets high-pressure ocean into the engine room. Water sprays, sensors trip, the reactor scrams, an automatic shutdown that kills propulsion at the worst possible moment. The hull is heavy. The ocean is heavier. The crew fights to rise. Ballast tanks are ordered blown, but the high-pressure air is wet. Adiabatic cooling turns moisture to ice, choking valves and strainers. The blow doesn't clear enough water. The sub still sinks. Bow up, stern down, she slides tail heavy into black pressure. Above, the escort ship strains to hear status. Below, steel meets physics. Past crush depth, there is no more fighting. In milliseconds, the pressure hull collapses. Compartments implode faster than nervous signals can fire. Internal air heats and hammers. Bulkheads disintegrate, and bodies are subjected to forces no human can withstand. K-141, Kursk, August 12, 2000. A Russian Oscar II-class submarine takes her place in a Barents Sea exercise. Inside the bow, a fuel-leaking practice torpedo begins to misbehave. The chemical reaction doesn't ask permission. It flashes. A first blast rips through the torpedo room, stuns the crew, shatters bulkheads, and floods forward compartments. 2 minutes later, the magazine cooks off. That second explosion, orders of magnitude larger, turns compartments into scrap. Fire, overpressure, and shrapnel kill most instantly. The bow is gone in all but name. The boat crashes to the seafloor at about 108 meters, hull twisted, systems dying. Aft, in the dark of compartment 9, a few survivors gather, maybe 23. They dog the watertight door, count heads, and wait. Battery power fades. The air thickens with smoke and moisture. Someone tries an oxygen generator, a candle meant to buy time, but seawater contaminates it. The chemical brick flares, spits molten fragments, and fills the space with carbon monoxide. Breathing becomes a fight they cannot win. Above, rescue plans stall. Russian mini-subs can't seal to a deformed hatch. Offers from Norway and Britain take days to clear. By the time divers finally open the boat, there's only cold and notepaper. No chance to get out. USS Scorpion accident, May 22nd, 1968. North Atlantic, southwest of the Azores. A tired but capable fast attack submarine heads home to Norfolk with 99 aboard. Routine status reports stop. The ocean, as always, keeps its own counsel. Something inside the boat turns small trouble into catastrophe. Investigators later debate the spark. A Mark 37 torpedo battery in thermal runaway. A hot run weapon arming in the rack. A main battery gas event, or sudden flooding from a shaft seal or seawater line. Any of them could punch the same ticket. Loss of buoyancy, loss of power, loss of depth control. Picture the inside. Alarms, a hard down angle, crew racing compartments, trying to isolate the leak or secure the source. If a torpedo cooked off, overpressure and fire writ through the forward spaces. If flooding, the boat gains weight faster than pumps can lift. In either path, the ocean wins the timeline. Far away, hydrophone arrays register a rapid series of acoustic hits, structural failures stacked in seconds. Then, the signature nobody survives. Pressure hull collapse. At crush depth, steel folds like fabric. Soviet K-129 accident. March 1968, North Pacific, night water, cold and empty. A diesel-electric ballistic missile sub, K-129, slips under and vanishes between waypoints. Radio checks miss their mark. The ocean gives no reply. Inside, something goes wrong fast. One scenario, a snorkel valve fails during battery charge and green water rushes in. Another, an explosive event in the missile compartment, fuel, oxidizer, or a fire that cascades through wiring and air. Either path steals buoyancy, power, and air at once. The boat takes a down angle, light strobe. Men dog doors and spin valves trying to halt the gain in weight that the sea is adding by the ton. Depth eats seconds. If flooding isn't stopped, the submarine becomes heavier than the ocean can hold. Trim pumps can't keep up. Past safe depth, steel loses its margin. There is no time for maydays. Acoustic arrays later record a grim sequence. Structural failures in quick succession, then the sound of a hull ending. At crush depth, compartments implode in milliseconds. Air superheats, bulkheads shatter, bodies suffer instantaneous barotrauma and blunt force trauma beyond survivability. For anyone not killed by the initial blast or flooding, the implosion closes the story. HMS Thetis accident. June 1st, 1939, Liverpool Bay. A brand new submarine goes to sea trials, crowded with shipyard men and sailors. 103 aboard for a simple dive. In the bow, a torpedo tube check becomes a trap. A test cock on tube 5 shows dry, a sign that the outer bow cap is shut. It isn't. A block sensing hole lies. The inner door is cracked open, and the ocean answers. A geyser of green water blasts into the torpedo room. Men slam wheels, fight valves, but weight climbs by the ton. Thetis takes a sharp down angle, settles bow first into mud about 150 feet down. Watertight doors close. Forward compartments are lost. Aft, survivors huddle in stale air and wait for help they can hear but not summon. On the surface, the stern protrudes above chop, agonizingly close. Rescue tries lines, hoses, a bell. Fittings don't match. Night falls. Inside, chemical scrubbers struggle. Oxygen candles can't keep pace. Carbon dioxide climbs, headache, burning lungs, confusion. The escape trunk is readied. 4 men reach daylight using Davis gear. The rest cannot cycle through before the air turns thick and black with CO2. Chinese submarine number 361, April 2003, Yellow Sea. A diesel-electric Ming-class boat disappears during a silent exercise east of the Changshan Islands. No mayday, no pings, just a periscope later found drifting and a hull towed home with everyone still at their stations. Inside, the timeline is brutal. To recharge batteries while submerged, the crew brings a diesel online and raises the snorkel, but the intake doesn't open properly. Mechanical fault, bad seal, or misset valve, and the engine keeps running anyway. A diesel is a lungs with teeth machine. It pulls oxygen from wherever it can. In a sealed submarine, that wherever is the crew's air. The atmosphere turns hostile in minutes. Oxygen drops. Carbon dioxide climbs. Heads pound. Vision narrows. Fine motor turns sloppy. Someone reaches for emergency gear, but there's no fire to fight. Only air turning into the enemy. Negative pressure builds, making outward opening hatches clamp even tighter. When fishermen spot the idle periscope and authorities finally board, they find what the atmosphere already decided. ARA San Juan accident. An Argentine TR-1700 class sub is homeward bound off Patagonia with 44 aboard when her last routine message arrives. Seawater has leaked through the snorkel, shorting the forward battery bank and causing smoke. The crew isolates it and shifts to aft batteries. Then the ocean goes quiet. 30 minutes become an hour of decisions under pressure. If the E-19 snorkel valve didn't seal, more water can reach electrical gear. Hydrogen from damaged batteries can accumulate. Any fire or blackout robs the boat of propulsion and buoyancy. A down angle develops that trim pumps can't beat. Depth turns seconds into physics. At 1351 UTC, 2 CTBTO hydroacoustic stations hear a sharp underwater impulsive event near the sub's last known position. An acoustic signature consistent with a sudden catastrophic end. A private seabed team finds her broken on the Atlantic floor. Evidence of a rapid collapse at depth, not a slow fight for air. If you enjoyed this animation, please subscribe for more and support my small channel. Share your ideas for the next video in the comments.